A pleasant good morning to the Federation of St. Kitts Nevis, to the regional and international diaspora. Welcome into today's edition of Island Tea. It is the 6th month of the year. Yes, we have arrived safely, so let's be great and grateful and thankful to God for bringing us thus far. Just about 4 minutes after the hour of 8, just to remind you, we're being simulcast on TVC Channel 40, Facebook, as well as YouTube. We are on your FM dial at 98.9. If you wish to bring something pressing to the fore or join in on the conversation, just to remind you of our numbers, our local number is 466-0989 in the U.S., 1-305-921-4619 or 1-718-285-6984, and in the UK, 0333440065. Biff, good morning. How are you doing today?
Good morning, Hortensia. I'm blessed, highly favored, and giving thanks. What about you, my dear?
I am trying to be plenty better than yesterday.
And you're doing an excellent job at that, I should add.
Oh, wow.
And how was the weekend?
I don't know what to say about the weekend. I honestly don't know what to say about the weekend, but I'm alive and well. So I am grateful.
Well, of the 23 chores I set for the start of the new year, I actually completed one on the weekend.
Okay, so that's how many more you have before you complete everything?
20 and a half or thereabout.
Well, at least you are getting there. So
yes,
that is the good part. I chuckle because I'm thinking you got to hurry up.
Well,
you ought to hurry up.
Don't remind me, please. Time flies so fast. We are into the last month of the first half of the year. In 30 days, we are going to cross over to the second half of the year, you know, girl?
No, we are in the second half. It's the 6th month.
January, February, March, April, May. June.
He's going to doubt me. Y'all, I'm glad y'all are the witnesses.
No, June's still in the first half. June ends the first half.
But, oh, you mean it like that?
Yes,
I thought you meant it being us being in the middle of the year. Okay, you
yes,
you have
music
that.
festival time.
Yeah.
And some big nights. Which night are you going to, boys?
I don't do music festival.
You don't do? Oh, you're missing half your life, can't you?
Not at all. Not at all. To each his own. That's not my speed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You gotta be careful with your words. Speed, ISO speed, and all of that.
No, I never knew of Aisha Speed until he came to sing it, so I never knew of the young man.
So, never been to Kenny Rogers and Air Supply and all those guys? Kassav?
No. Because it's not my thing. I think
we
I went
ain't
one time when it was around Four Seasons. I was a Christian night, Yolanda Adams and them. I never went back.
I could understand.
As Kittian see. No offense, but I never plant back my foot.
Yeah, well, we having some big names this year, and
so you're going to Boys to Men and all of those?
The artist now.
It's
we're
time.
Just, 3 weeks and some away from here.
Yeah, I'm hearing the Mariah Carey, you know the thing that she said. It's time. I'm hearing that in my head.
Persons are going to start putting up. Well, they should have started putting up. They're chucking a little 50 here, a little 75 over there to get the makeups and the.
You really think people do that, or they just get the money in one go and that's it?
Well, I don't know. And then of course, there are certain persons like myself. Let me take back that. Certain persons like the male species who would contribute to the ensuring that the ladies go and they're looking fine.
But that is true. Why you want to take it back?
Wait, what you say? That is true meaning me?
No, but that is true. The male species have to make sure that the ladies look fab.
Of course, we have to generate economic activities. So that is one thing.
So you have to generate economic activity, so that's it?
Yes, definitely.
Oh boy, I cannot.
So, but I could never understand when it comes to ladies, females, why they will basically only wear one suit of clothes once, maybe twice every 2 years or 3 years like that.
Oh boy, I don't. Maybe because they already showcased it, so you can't wear that again.
I wear a suit of clothes this week, and maybe the next 2 3 weeks, after it's laundered and thing, I wear it again.
Yeah, but for the ladies, remember now everything is either color coded or how do we say it? You have to follow the fashion scheme, etc., etc. So the ladies fashionable, so they have to follow the fashionable scheme for those who want to, and for the others you just mix and match and you make it work again and again and again and again. Even the stylists on social media show you how you could put things together. Like there's this gentleman, he recreates, like he go into person's closets and he showed them how much things they have in there that they can put together. I even saw Lisa Ray McCoy on it recently, and she was surprised that she had so much clothing and she didn't realize she could put them together and make them work, and she would have wore them already. Yeah.
So it's color coding.
Not
Well,
color
for the
coding,
men-
no. It's just using things that you have, basically reinventing them then.
Well, for the men, I read an article years ago that all men need 5 suits in
Yeah.
their closet.
A blue, a navy blue, a black, a brown, a gray, and what's the next color?
A kind of khaki kind of color. I forget what.
Should we dare to say cream?
Navy blue, black,
Mhm.
gray.
Brown,
Was it a brown?
brown,
And the khaki kind of color.
okay, of creamish.
Yeah, so you could wear each suit as a suit and then
Break
any
it up.
jacket would match any other part.
Mhm.
So mathematically, that's something like what? 5, 10, 15, about 30-something suits. 30-something suits you have there. I forget the maths, but
Okay, so here goes: navy, charcoal gray, light gray, black, and tan or cakey, as you said. Yeah, those every man's wardrobe should be anchored by 5 essential suits. So,
shucks, girl, you and this, you're really
of course,
hard
we
on-
gotta make sure we're representing. Yeah.
So I wasn't too far off. I said 5. I couldn't
Yeah.
remember the 4th color. What you said it was charcoal gray?
Yeah, but we did say gray, but they say
Yes,
charcoal
so-
gray.
Do they have gray and charcoal?
Yeah, remember they have a lot of colors, and they even say light gray. I could see light gray and navy going well, and orange going well, and light blue going well, and pink going well. So you see how many colors you can put with these suits. So they want you to have a navy blue, a charcoal gray, a light gray, a black, and a tan or a khaki.
What is a charcoal gray? First time I'm hearing about that.
So it's a color that's not black. It's not fully gray. It's somewhere that sits right in the middle there. It's a little higher because remember charcoal is black, but it's not black.
Yeah,
I'll show you the
midnight
color
black,
later.
Smoke black.
Try not to understand, gentlemen. I can't
But
hear
a lot
you.
of things happening
Okay.
all over the world, Cartensia.
Plenty.
And what are we gonna?
We should start local. I was looking for that article, but for some reason now it's not popping up. But let's say congratulations to the ladies that did well in Taiwan. And we have Miss Jolene Williams, makes history in Taiwan. I think she has 2 degrees. She has Bachelor's of Science in International Tourism and Hospitality Management and Bachelor of Science in International Business Administration. So congratulations to Miss Williams on her accomplishment over there in Taiwan. And I also saw that she did the featured speech. So congrats. And then you have Anika Saunders. She too, she shines in Taiwan, and she graduates from the Aisha University as well with a Bachelor of Arts in International Media and Entertainment Management. So this is good. This is good that we're seeing all these different careers emerging. And then we have Miss Nicole O'Connor. She graduates from the same university with a Bachelor of Culinary Arts. So, we have to keep the food tasty and coming. So congratulations to Miss Nicole O'Connor. And then we have Miss Lysana Bell, and she earns the prestigious Outstanding Graduating Student honor. Again, she too graduated from the Aisha University and recognized for academic excellence, leadership, and service as 40 nationals prepare. Well, I'll leave that part out, but yeah, she shines in Taiwan as she earns prestigious Outstanding Graduate Student honor. I also see that our very own Jazara Claxton naming the West Indies squad for the 2026 ICC Women's T20 World Cup. So congratulations to Jazara as she continue along. And on the other side of congratulations, before we get into the meat of this morning, there's a Taste of the Caribbean coming up, And we have some members from St. Kitts who will be representing, so kudos to them. So we have Chef Larry Monrose, Chef Peter Marshall, Chef Larissa Collins, Chef Shakira Reed Green. We have Chef Melissa Lewis, Chef Kenardo Lee. We have Chef Ashanti Dorset, and we have bartender Kishnell Warner. So they are going to go to Barbados and represent St. Kitts in November. So congratulations to everyone that would have accomplished, whether it be a promotion. As we say, you're going to be representing. You are graduating from school. We know this is graduation time, prom season time. If you're celebrating a birthday today, celebrate hearty, eat your cake. And as I always say, exercise afterwards. And if you are mourning, we pray God's patience, peace, wisdom, and understanding for you during this difficult time. Biff, do you have that article that we need to touch? Because for some reason, it is not showing up on my phone. I do not know what sign is that. I know I saw it, I read it. I don't know why I'm not seeing it now. So I'm going to check one more stream, and then I think I should have it. Okay, I found it. So here goes. All right. So, and this is from Times Caribbean Online, and it says, New Life Healthcare Center breaks silence after founder found guilty of criminal offense. Clinic says operations will continue. It says, New Life Healthcare Center has issued a public statement to patients and the wider community following what it described as recent events involving its founder, Dr. Vance Gilbert. In a statement, the healthcare facility confirmed that on Wednesday, its founder was found guilty of a criminal offense. The center noted that while Dr. Gilbert continues to maintain his innocence, it recognizes and respects the judicial process and acknowledges the ruling that has been delivered. The statement issued under the name of Life Healthcare Center appeared aimed at reassuring patients, families, and the general public amid what the practice described as a difficult and challenging period. We understand that this news may raise questions and concerns, the statement read. Please know that we remain committed to the values of integrity, professionalism, and compassionate care that have always guided our organization. The center further emphasized that patient services will continue without interruptions. According to the release, arrangements have been made to ensure that the medical practice remains open and fully operational while the matter continues to draw public attention. Goes on to say, and quote, our medical team remains committed to providing the quality care, professionalism, and compassion that has always defined the New Healthcare Center, the statement added. New Life Healthcare Center also announced that normal business hours will resume today, Monday, June 1st, 2026 at 8:30 a.m. Walk-ins will be accepted while appointments and inquiries may be made by calling 766-7220. The statement closed by thanking patients and members of the public for their consideration, understanding, trust, and confidence during what the center called, and quote, a difficult period, end quote. The development is expected to generate significant public discussion, particularly given Dr. Gilbert's profile as founder of the medical practice. However, the center's statement made clear that the institution is seeking to separate the ongoing public concern from the continuity of care for patients who depend on its services. As of the statements released, New Life Healthcare Center has not provided further details on the nature of the offense, and no additional comment was included beyond the written release. So, Biff, there goes, and we wait to hear what will happen in regards to, because it says the defendant has been found guilty, so that means the case was tried, and we'll wait to hear what type of sentencing will ensue.
Definitely, and it's unfortunate when crimes of this nature happen, and especially when certain individuals are involved.
Yeah.
and it's really sad. But it says that the justice system works. Well, we was discussing last year about the symbol for justice with the what do you call it
The
across there?
the blindfold, because that
Yes.
means she's impartial.
Yes, she doesn't see anything. And someone suggested that maybe the scale is not leveled. Maybe it's
Yeah.
tilting 1 millimeter in one direction or the other. I don't know. But
Because I read something that actually says sometimes the scale doesn't work depending on who you are, you know.
and that is why I believe, and I'm going to get some stick, but I believe that we should stick with the Privy Council because I think with the Privy Council we're guaranteed non-interference. I'm not certain how many persons are comfortable with the Caribbean Court of Justice that I had to tread carefully on my choice of words because I don't want to really offend anybody.
Yeah.
But let me put it this way. I'm not so certain how many persons will be most comfortable with us. Not that we can't do a good job, but some of the times things happen that we can't understand why, and persons do not see through it. Let me put it that way, Cortensia. And we have our first call, Cortensia.
Okay, we lost that caller. The caller
We
can.
had our first call.
Yeah, they can call back. Yeah, so as we were saying too, and sometimes in the US you are charged, but you are allowed to go home. You're being monitored. You surrender your travel documents, etc., etc. So do you think it is the same here?
From what I gathered, a little research yielded that the High Court judge may ask for the person who's found guilty to be remanded until sentencing, or may not. They remain on bail or whatever the case is. Have a call.
Okay, caller, go ahead. You're live on Island T.
Good day to everybody.
Good day, sir.
Morning.
Good day, morning. Greetings in Jesus Christ's name, the only Savior of sinners from their sins and from hell, by faith only. By faith only, in Jesus only, according to God only. Now, let me ask a question. What about the other gentleman who was connected to the case?
Well, one Mr. Devon Richardson, he has been found guilty, and he has been remanded, guilty of perverting the course of justice on 3 charges, and he has been remanded until sentencing, which is sometime this month from our research.
Yes. I'm made to understand that, which you just said. Yes. Now, on another issue, I'm sorry to hear about the shootings and that sort of stuff that happened. You know, I hope the person recover quickly, and I hope justice be done. I saw in one video where at least one of the gunmen was apprehended.
By citizens.
By citizens' arrest.
Yes. And I think that, everybody is innocent until proven guilty. So I'm going to word my statement this way. If by chance he might be guilty, if by chance, because we do not know, innocent until proven guilty. Let me put it this way. Let me reword my statement this way. I hope all those who are planning to do evil and wickedness, I hope they get that action sent a message to all of them. Let me reward.
But it takes brave people. It takes brave people, Carla, to do something like that.
Obviously.
Very brave people.
Yes. Quickly, let me make another quick point. Concerning the IMF report, concerning St. Kitts and Nevis. Now, one of the things in the first paragraph they said, that Katensa was reading from, that I have been reading from, in the first paragraph they said that they project a growth for this year for 2%, but they project inflation growth to 2.2%. So that means they're projecting inflation growth faster than the economic growth. Now, I'm not so much in this projection thing because I do not put any trust in it, because in the beginning of 2025, they said that the economy was supposed to pick up and grow. And this year, for 2025, they come out now and said, well, it slowed down. So things didn't went as projected, so I don't really put much stock in projection.
Well, in the absence, Greg, in the absence of projection, how could you go about getting an idea or giving an idea what will happen? What tool would you use?
Well, you don't know what would happen other than what is in the Bible. Other than what is in the Bible, you don't know what would happen. You're just guessing. But what I really go on is what happened. That's what I really go on. Not what will happen other than what is in the Bible, but actually, where man gets in a concern, I go on what happened. And so I wait until the year end to know actually what happened and to go on that.
But you do know that I understand your perspective when it comes to the Bible, but we're talking worldly here. So we can't.
The worldly things, I wait until it happens.
But
So you do not want people to have views as it or assumptions as it pertains to the future, because we're dealing with lives on earth, Greg. I understand your perception when it comes to the Bible, but we need to have things in place so that if stuff hits the fan, we have precautionary measures to deal with things, or we know what to expect.
Yeah, well, like I said, anybody can have the views, anybody can make the prediction, but the only thing I stand on is what the Bible says.
And we understand that, but remember, you're speaking to everyone that do not look at the Bible as precedents in their lives. So we're kind of asking you to not put Jesus aside for a second, but speak on it as it pertains to everyone in the world, because some people just harden and they're not going to probably ever understand who is the creator, etc., or subscribe to something like we subscribe to.
Yeah, but the truth is contented. That's the only source of all truth.
And I get that, Greg, but we are speaking about the other side of things.
Yeah, and that's all I have to give them.
But Greg, wherever you go, you need a tool to determine the quality of life.
Yeah.
Next year, God's spear.
Mm-hmm.
And the year after, etc., etc. So there must be something you use. I don't believe, do you think you could just sit down and allow things to happen or not happen to determine the quality of life?
Babe, there's nothing in life.
No, hold on, Greg.
Doesn't speak to.
Hold on, Greg. The question is, do you believe we should just sit down and allow things to happen, and when it happens, we know, okay, this is how we need to work on it, rather than have a tool to say, we project, we believe that this will happen, so therefore we will have to make provisions for it. Because it's like the hurricane season.
Yeah.
They are predicting that the hurricane, we're going to have how many hurricanes, etc., and how many category, whatever. So do you think we should just sit down and wait until it happens, rather than make predictions?
No, just do what the Bible said.
But Greg, I just told you everybody don't subscribe. I'm not denouncing my Lord and my Jesus, but everybody don't subscribe to that. So we have to look at things from a different perspective.
No, you should not.
Huh?
You should not look at things.
How?
You should only look at things from the Bible angle. And who don't want to?
Why we have laws that whilst we are in the world, that we are supposed to obey the laws of the world and don't be disrespectful to those in authority to us, etc., etc. So we're not living in Jesus' world right now. We're living in a world that's controlled by you know who. So
No, at the moment Jesus Christ is the King of all.
okay,
Lord of all Lords. This is His world.
Okay, Greg. I guess you're not gonna look on the other side of things. Yeah.
Anything else is a lie.
Okay, I got you. But we have to take a break now. Thank you for your comments as usual.
Thank you.
And you have a good day.
Thanks. Same to you all.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
All right, so we are back on Island Tea just about 28 minutes after the hour of 8. In 2 minutes' time, we will be having the officers for a traffic talk. So let's all stay tuned for that. I see we had varying accidents. I saw a vehicle in a fence at New Road. I don't know how the vehicle got there, but I'm just asking each and every one of us to take our time. Nowhere in St. Kitts is far. Take your drive carefully. The 20 miles an hour was going well. You see, we hardly had fender benders, and now we're back to speeding and acting the way we want to act, and it's costing us. So please, we don't need to be in the hospital right now. Let's just obey the rules and regulations of the road and the officers. And okay, caller, go ahead. You're live on Island Tea. Good morning.
Hello.
Hi, caller. Good morning.
Yes, good morning. I heard y'all were discussing a matter there. You see, with a case. I think it was about a doctor who was found guilty in a matter that was brought against him. In the a situation to that is right. These schoolgirls, right? Some of these schoolgirls, not all. You know, if the way how they're behaving now in today's, you see someone who either in some position or probably who they feel and do what they want. They go after them, right? And when you try to shut them away, you tell the friends, he's this and he's that. Not saying that we as men should give in to them. Once, they're in school and they're not to the age of consent. We supposed to be strong enough to tell them, hey, these are it. Let me be whoever anti-man you think I be. But you keep what you have or what you want to give to me, you keep it to yourself, and wait your turn. But some of us men, we don't do that. And some men too, not just only wait for the girls to come at them, they go after them too.
Yeah.
Because you see them girls and they look real nice, round up and everything.
Yeah, but then they have to be mindful of the age. Like, if you want them, wait on them.
Right. That's what I say.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You got to check because sometimes some of these girls, they look real mature,
Yes,
If
indeed.
you're not in the school uniform, they look real mature when you think them. But I believe when you trouble them, you're supposed to think, first thing you're supposed to ask about the age.
Yeah. And then a light bulb supposed to go off in your head that over there don't have space for you, and over there don't have the comforts that you're accustomed to in life, and your reputation is at stake, and all these things. But I guess the enemy wins.
The judges, when they're singing sentence, they know you talk in the 20s, 30 years. Where you going to do? We have a nice career, doing well in life. Want to go in a place where he don't have control over himself for 20 years.
Exactly.
Yeah. So even though you may, because I'm not telling you, just to these girls and you like see them, and any who tell me that, elder man tell me that he wouldn't see some of these girls and they ain't like them, they're lying. Right?
Caller, you're breaking up, and you have 30 seconds to wrap up so that we can begin traffic talk.
If you, any man who tell me that they don't see some of these girls and don't like them, they're lying. But you keep it at that. You just like them and you left them. Especially they're not to age, you leave them. Thank you.
Indeed. Thank you, sir, for your words of wisdom.
$13.99. Langus cranberry juice cocktails, $11.99. Lay's stack chips, $8.99. Country crock margarine, $11.99. And culinary circle pizza, just $24.99. And now
our value deals. Essential everyday cornflakes, $9.99. Nabisco chips ahoy cookies, $17.99. Almond yogurt, $8.99. The Colgate toothpaste, $6.99. Essential Essential everyday salad dressing, $10.99. Essential everyday peanuts, $8.99. Shop smart, shop value mart. Tell them in Spanish.
Sea listo y haga sus compras aquí en Value Mart.
Come, build with us at Hostels Building and Nevis Centers. We don't just sell materials, we help you build your dreams. Whether it's a new home, a renovation, or DIY project, we're here to make it happen. That's why we say, build with us. From foundation to finish, come to our stores where we have the best in building materials, hardware, tools, paints, expert advice, and more. Whatever you need, you can count on us. So if you're ready to get started, build with us. With Hostels Building and Nevis Centers, you're not just building a structure, you're building a future. Let us help you create something amazing. Dream with us, plan with us, grow with us, build with us. Come build with us at Hostels Building and Nevis Centers today. Build with us at Hosfords.
Campari, Red Passion, embrace the mix.
Campari, Red Passion, full action, this is Red Passion. Embrace the mix, add Campari, make it turn and twist. Add your chaser in your drink. Campari, Red Passion, make the nicest mix. Campari!
Campari Red Passion, embrace the mix. Must be 18 years or older to drink. Drink responsibly.
Here are your Horsford's Value Mart IGA Blue Tag Special.
Running May 28th to June 10th.
IGA or Essential Everyday Mac and Cheese, just $2.99. Juicy Juice, $13.99. Langus Cranberry Juice Cocktails, $11.99. Lay's Stack Chips, $8.99. Country Crock Margarine, $11.99. And Culinary Circle Pizza, just $24.99. And now,
our value deals. Essential everyday cornflakes, $9.99. Nabisco chips ahoy cookies, $17.99. Almond deodorant, $8.99. The Colgate toothpaste, $6.99. Essential everyday salad dressing, $10.99. Essential everyday peanuts, $8.99. Shop smart, shop value mart. Tell them in Spanish.
sea listo y haga sus compras aquí en Value Mart.
And we're back on Island T, and as promised, we have Sergeant Maguire in the house. Sorry, it's just about 8:37 in the a.m. Sergeant, good morning. How are you doing on this lovely Monday morning?
Yes, good morning, Hortensia. It's good to be here at WinFM, and also a pleasant good morning to our radio listeners. Even though today, since that the question was raised from this platform. But unfortunately, circumstances beyond our control, we are not able to have the company of that person. So we will just generally, since we had intended to talk about traffic light, we could just have a general discussion in relation to the traffic lights, because we find the concerns are valuable. In fact, at the last program, and I said one of the caller made a suggestion, because I did not even know, I wasn't aware that the countdown for the pedestrian crossing is actually 15 seconds.
It's very short.
Right, but a portion of that, about 9 seconds of that, is the lunar man. Right, so that is what I did not know. While the light is showing to walk, that the count had already started.
Yep.
So because I thought, well, the count was really from 6 seconds. So I was really
from you see the
thinking-
white, as you said, the lunar man.
Right. So that was one of the things that was clarified. And then we had a suggestion that if we can have the 15 seconds count after the light flash indicates to walk.
Especially for
That-
persons that
right.
are differently able.
Exactly. The differently abled persons, the elderly.
Yeah.
And so the response was that consideration will be given as to the practicability of that. And so that is one change that likely can come about as a result of the concerns from the general public. And so we want to continue that today. And so if you're listening and there is any other concerns that you think can help or lend to the efficiency or the advancement or the making it a little bit more easier to navigate, then we will appreciate your comments, your suggestions, your recommendations, and once they are practicable, then we will look at the possibility of making the adjustments.
Would it be too much for you to lend your manpower? And I asked this before, but I'll ask it again, at varying stoplights, because we don't know when a differently abled, and I put the elderly in the differently abled bracket too, because now they're not able to walk as fast as they could, right?
Right.
Would it be too much for you to lend manpower to where the traffic lights are, just in case, because we don't know where they're going to show up?
Right. Well, it will be a strain on the manpower, obviously, because we
Okay.
are constrained with resources in terms of having officers available. Nonetheless, one of the things is that it might create a confusion in terms of with the lights working and the police officer. And so that is why we are appealing to the motorists that if you observe there is an elderly person or a differently abled persons utilizing the pedestrian crossing, even though you have the green lights, some courtesy is necessary in that case. I know sometimes that we are always in a hurry, and so once we get a green light, we're ready to go. We see how frustrating it could be that if the green light is on and nobody move off, immediately you hear all these lot of honking. You know, and so we are just asking for a little patience and a little bit of citizenry in, you know, being a little bit civil in consideration to the elderly and the differently abled.
Yeah.
I think also what came out of that discussion that, you know, at, after midnight, the lights
They
blink.
just blink, yeah.
You're right.
Okay,
So
call-
we'll take the call.
Okay, caller, go ahead for Sergeant Maguire. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Morning, Carter.
Go ahead, we can hear you.
Yeah. Good morning. I want to tell Prime Minister Joe, do not get yourself caught.
Caller.
Caller, we're in traffic talk. You want to call back with
That's a matter more suited for voices, caller. And we're talking traffic talk right now, so we limit our comments, our questions, concerns to traffic lights, pedestrians, etc. Thank you very much for understanding, caller.
Okay, so yeah, there is also consideration. A matter of fact, the assessment is being done with one or two of the lights too, who have the right of way under those circumstances.
But you know what
And-
baffles me? Prior to traffic lights, we worked well. I don't remember us having so many accidents with traffic lights. So I don't understand why we can't just be courteous and do the giveaway like we used to
Right.
before.
Yes.
And all will work well when the traffic light is not functioning as it should, as you said, at midnight. And I've seen that before. It
Right.
blinks.
Yeah, because sometimes
Down. Is it the FT Williams? By the
Exactly.
roundabout by the airport? Does that mean that once the cars get there, they can just pass the line and come across?
You mean
When the
to go by
highway-
the private terminal?
Yeah, that that road, but we're coming all the way down to the Koi building.
Koi.
Yeah, you know where you can come around either to go left into the airport or to continue around the roundabout?
Right.
Does that mean that once the cars get down to the bottom there, that they just shoot over that line, or
No,
they're supposed to wait?
They're supposed to wait.
That is a constant.
They
Once
are
cars
supposed to
get
wait.
there, they just
Right.
want to shoot over the line. They don't wait.
If there is no other vehicles approaching the roundabout from the other direction,
And
because you always give
exactly.
traffic to the
Yeah.
you always give way to traffic on the right.
Yeah.
And so if there is any traffic already in the roundabout approaching from those directions, then you can proceed.
People are just
But-
coming down and just shooting.
Yeah.
So you have to be real careful.
You must stop. You must stop. You
You
must
ain't
stop.
stopping.
Yeah, yeah. So a little driving courtesy and etiquette is good in relation to that, and I find that sometimes our busyness and our eagerness to get from point A to point B very quickly, sometimes that just causes us to be a little bit discourteous or inconsiderate to
Right
other
word.
person, you know. And so we would like to see that come back. Cortensia, as you rightly said, before we had the traffic lights, we were doing very fine in terms of the giving the right of way and applying the rules when it comes to the major road as to the minor roads. And even in our traffic act, the specifically in the regulation, the areas that the law would have prescribed as major roads and minor roads are very much clear.
So is that something that we could put in place as well?
Well, this slightly different from what was suggested.
Okay.
You could read it for the benefit of
Okay.
the persons as a
So
suggestion.
it is said that all lights should stay red for at least 6 seconds after the pedestrian's lights have gone red. So this is the general light, right? That gives pedestrian a safe time zone to complete the crossing. That should be especially at four-way crossings. Many cities use that principle,
Right.
and St. Kitts could use the same method.
Yeah, I wish that our expert was here because he would have been able to think. So save that, and then
Okay.
when the opportunity come, because I kind of like the idea of it, but we have to understand.
We're gonna come to the call.
We
I
have
was
to
just letting him
understand
finish
that
up.
in the international and developed countries, because their roads are so wide, because they have several lanes, and so that is the reason why that is that way to give sufficient time for the pedestrian to properly clear the crossing. But that consideration, I would not want to comment on it because I don't know how the expert sees
Would say,
it
okay.
in relation to that, because
Caller, we're coming to you.
even with the 15 seconds after the lunar man, the light.
Yeah,
to
the light.
walk.
Yeah, the stick
So,
man.
right, the stick man.
That's in lights. Caller, go ahead for Sergeant Maguire live on Traffic Talk.
Yes. Good morning, again, and good morning, officer. One of the concern I have with the traffic, not exactly the traffic light, but there are some areas by the traffic light we have like 3 lanes, like the two outer lanes and a center lane. The center lane is for you to turn somewhere, like to your right, to go on a road, right, on a street,
Right.
You have times when you're in the center lane, but nothing is coming towards you, right? And other traffic is behind you, and you are waiting for that arrow, because most of the time it's an arrow pointing to where you're supposed to go. You're waiting there and for that arrow to point you to, give you the green light to go. But because people are behind you and they're honking their hand, like you just said a while ago, and people are getting upset with you. Even people on the side road are getting upset with you because you're waiting for the light to go, to give you the right to go. And people are getting upset with you. Sometimes people even like they want to fight with you. you know, because you're waiting. I'm asking you, which I wouldn't do. I still wouldn't do it even if you say something different to what I'm gonna ask. Is it okay for you to turn if you're there waiting, the light didn't the arrow didn't turn green for you to go, and nothing is coming towards you? Is it okay for you to go?
Right, it is okay. You don't have to wait for the arrow. Once it is safe, meaning that there isn't any traffic in the opposite direction coming that will cross with your turning. And so, for example, let's use across by the foot of the circus. So you're coming from Rams, you are in the center lane intended to go up to 4th Street. There is no traffic coming from Rams, and you have the green light. You don't have to wait for the arrow. You can turn because it is safe. The only time you wait for the arrow is if there is traffic waiting on the opposite side of you to do that. So,
Okay.
yes, that is something that pedestrians should really be aware of. You do not turn on the ball, the green light to go if there is traffic waiting. But once there is no traffic, you can feel free to turn.
Yes. Okay, but you know that some of these areas, right? We have what we call like a blind side. For instance, like down by the Social Security, if you're on the arrow, if you're in the center lane to turn to go up College Street, right?
Yeah.
You're not seeing the traffic on what is on College Street, okay? So you might turn because you figure nothing is coming from the coming ahead of you from the west side of the Bay Road, right? But that vehicle that is on College Street might be thinking the same way you're thinking too, but not come to me going too, right?
No, well, the traffic on College Street should be on red. So if somebody comes out, comes out while you are turning, that person would have run the stoplight because it should be on red.
I understand. You're right. You're right. But Pete, that's why I'm saying that to avoid these things happening, because people are thinking that way too. Okay, by red, I had the red light is there, but me not come. So I going, and you thinking, okay, boy, nothing is coming in, towards me, so I am going too.
Well, what should really be the determinant factor is whether you have the right of way to proceed. So, if the light is on red, and even though there isn't any vehicle, you should wait for the green light. You should not proceed. If you do that, you will be committing an offense.
But both of us are waiting on the green light. Both of us are waiting on the green light. Okay, because we don't know which one would come first. Whose light is going to come first? So both of us are waiting for a green light. So if we turn out and we end up in the court, what is going to be the situation?
Well, one thing I can assure you, both would not have green light at the same time. I can assure you of that. So there are times when I'm in the traffic and I see persons driving, and then there is one side that shows green light and the other one that shows red. So it means, therefore, if the person who have the red light is still traveling, then it means that they're on the light. They did not respect and wait for the green light. And so in that case, if there is an accident, obviously the person who has the green light will be the person who is less culpable of the cause of the accident.
And the next situation quickly that I want to talk about too, right? Down by the bus terminal, right? Down by the bus terminal, they used to have like 2 officers there. Nowadays, I'm not really seeing anything there. And we know how these bus operators operate. They will be coming from the countryside to go into the terminal, and they would stop right in the road there, and then you have a long black back up almost up to the light going up to 4th Street, because buses down there in the road and then are turning to go, or they stop and they put enough passengers right on the main area, and not waiting until they're going into the terminal to do that. And you have a long black backup, so lights are turning green for people. They can't get to move, and red and coming back red again. And then when my lights go, that I had the green light, And then because I can't get the move, there might be an opening come up just as soon as my light turning red, and I continue to go, right? And then that is some of the situation why we have a lot of these problems and the thing too, because the bus operators, especially down by the terminal, they don't operate properly, and something needs to be done.
Yeah, you're correct, Carla. And that's why I'm saying that we have lost the empathy and the consideration for other persons, and we just become more self-centered in terms of trying to serve ourselves without the consideration of other persons. And we really like to get back to the point where we were when we were once more courteous, when we were more considerate to each other. And that is the thing. But that concern that you have raised, other persons have had persons reporting at the traffic department, because the buses themselves, I'm told that they don't want to go and queue up to wait, they will drive around and pretend as though that they are leaving, forcing the passengers to now come out and decide to get them, because we want to get where we want to go in a very quick way. So if we see a bus leaving, we'll take the bus. And these are the kind of things that people use to flaunt the rules and the laws. And so we just have to continue to enforce. And so we appreciate when these concerns are highlighted. And so if there used to be officers in place, if there isn't any officers in place, it's something that we will look at, and we will make sure that there is consistent presence of a police officer.
All right.
Yeah. Right. So I was saying, Hortensia, that in relation to the lights, the consideration to have it go 24/7, that will be, I think, is a plus, because as I was saying before, that sometimes people under those circumstances, they tend to just assume they have the right of way, and in most cases, according to the law, that they are not. They don't have the right of way, because you have to apply the rules of the major road and the minor roads at junctions, and so the law is very clear in relation to that. We continue to ask motorists that until that happens, where you have the traffic lights in operation fully 24/7, that you, whenever the light is blinking, that you and you come in from a junction, you approach it very safely, cautiously, and because it is in your own safety. If you have you get in an accident, it's an inconvenience. You have to wait until the police come. Then you run yourself all with the law, in terms of where if the investigation reveals that you are the cause of the accident, then you have a traffic offense. And I say traffic offense, I'm particularly with that, because there is a difference between a traffic violation conviction and a criminal conviction. So even though with the traffic violation conviction, it doesn't really go against you in terms of a record.
Just like how I learned the other day, not to divert from the topic, but I didn't know that if you end up in debtor's jail, it's not on your record.
No, it's not.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Only criminal conviction.
Okay, only criminal convictions.
Only criminal convictions.
Thanks for that.
Yes.
Learn something new every day. Okay.
So, but the thing with traffic violations, you have to still be mindful, because there are times when you might want, you take up a new job, especially if that job is about driving. Driving is your employer. So they will request your employer will ask you for a driver's history, a license history. So they come to the traffic department, and that is the only how.
Wow.
It will not that you will say, well, you are convicted for whatever in the history. It will say that you have a court conviction. for a traffic
So even
violation.
one you think is a problem?
Sorry?
Or are we talking about just one single infraction or like many that could affect?
Well, one, many. You should have a clean
Okay.
record,
Okay.
especially if it is that your form
So
of
what if you are
employment
not
is-
the
has to
cause, but you still have to go and
No,
get one?
only the conviction. So if
Okay.
you're not the
All right,
cause,
all right. I
then
just wanted to
that
clear
it
it
means
up.
therefore that would not really be recorded against you.
Okay.
So I'm very mindful how I said that it is not recorded. We keep the records.
Yes.
That you have a conviction, a
Okay.
traffic violation conviction, but then it's not something that can be used against you to prevent you from harming, as in the case of where you are being convicted for a criminal offense.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
Right. So then it's very important that we try to ensure that our driving history
It's clean.
is clean.
Oh boy.
Yeah, our driving record.
Everything affects us in life, huh?
Yes,
Oh,
and
boy.
the thing about it, I think there is a period after when it is, I'm not sure, I have to back check
You mean
that.
where it's cleared?
Yeah, where if you get a conviction, a traffic violation in that matter, in terms of the period of time before it stays as a record, I do not think that it actually clears as
Oh, it
with
doesn't
certain
clear.
offensive for criminal conviction.
Oh, so
But
it's
I
always
can
there.
verify that.
Okay, yes,
I
please
can
verify. Please verify. Because I'm sure someone's listening.
interested,
And,
you-
yes, not only for myself, but for the listening and viewing public. Because you never know. Somebody might be in a little tiffy and, they want a job and they want to make sure that,
Right.
Lord,
Yeah, I will verify it.
Yeah, we're
And
not
so
a
when I
forgiving
come back
society
next week,
sometimes.
I'll be able to provide the accurate information
Yes.
as to whether the record stays
Mm-hmm.
after a period of time. It can be expunged from your name
Okay.
as a traffic violation. I'll
Okay.
verify in relation to that.
All right. So do we have anything else to add before we wrap up?
Well, no. We continue to encourage persons to drive safely. You know about the accident, the serious accident that we had last holiday. The accident at F.T. Williams Highway.
Oh, I didn't.
That
Somebody
was
passed?
with Monday. No.
Oh.
Not fatal.
Okay.
But it was very serious, a very serious accident.
And funny you say that. I'm driving the other day and somebody's overtaking me in the lane that they shouldn't be in because somebody could have been in that lane to turn to go
Right.
into the U lounge.
Even yesterday, I for a minute I became very fearful. I was driving to church with my family, and somebody overtook about me and some other vehicles along F.T. Williams Highway. And my mind went back immediately to that accident on Monday, because that's exactly what happened. Some person just think it best to be reckless in terms of driving, and the result of that is a collision that end up with serious injury. Serious injury. And it is and that is why I always encourage police officers that I treat traffic accidents investigation very seriously, because there is long-lasting traumatic experience, and it is not fair for you trying to get from point A to point B, and some reckless person will come and collide onto your vehicle, and you left with some kind of traumatic injury.
Yeah.
And so on. And I always encourage police officers, treat traffic accident investigation seriously, because nobody who is so callous should really go unaccountable for their action. And that is why we always encourage persons to drive safely. St. Kitts is not a very big place.
No, like the other day.
We are blessed, and so many roads. There are so many diversions.
Good roads too.
Good roads.
You go to some islands, pothole after pothole, dirt after dirt. So we have to count our blessings.
So really and truly we can, I really think some of these circumstances under which accidents occur, they're really avoidable.
Like the other day, I saw Officer Trimmerham. I said, boy, I'm sorry for him. He's dealing with an accident right here with the
Right.
gas station going up to St. Peter's, and then just like maybe 20 steps later, there is somebody
Another
else
accident again.
he has to go to because they're waiting there for him. I'd be like, oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
So,
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Sarge,
mhm.
two things, please. When, though the traffic lights are working, whether it's a traffic warden or a police officer, once they step into the traffic, the junction, do they override the lights, or they have control now of the traffic? So you no longer study the lights, you study the officer.
I will say so. I will say that because the police officer is the authority, and that is why we, even with the question that Cartensia asked, we are reluctant to have officers to be in place at traffic points while the traffic lights are working, because of the fact that there will be a confusion.
But should they really be? Because if I see the traffic lights, the traffic warden, I think any right-thinking, objective person would realize that the warden takes precedence. At funerals, for example, we've seen that happen at funerals.
Right. Well,
So only unreasonable people would not want to think, in my view,
Yeah.
that the traffic warden or the
Right.
police is
and I
in
hear
control.
you. What should really happen? The light should really stop work. Once you have funeral and you want to navigate, the light should be turned off. But because it's just for
a few
a
minutes.
quick
Ah, okay.
thing, you don't want to disrupt it for that and so on. But the thing about it, Mr. Mills, that if in a case you have a matter and it goes to the court, is who the court going to really look at. And I think in that case, that if somebody made the case that the traffic lights at the time once they're working is the one that they relied on, then the benefit will go to them.
I will be very disappointed if a magistrate, judge, or whoever will not or will side with anybody saying, hey, though the traffic warden is in there or the police is in there, I went with the lights, because it's just...
Well, it's about reasonableness and the reasonable man, because yes, we might say, well, the reasonable person should see the police as the authority at the time, the direction
Exactly.
of the police as the most authoritative. But if they, in their defense, that they say, well, the traffic light was in operation, I'm accustomed to utilize the traffic light on a normal basis, and so I relied on the direction given by the traffic light. I think that one can successfully litigate, and the court will mitigate that kind of thing.
And secondly, the traffic lights at Baker's Corner. Too many times I'm standing there, and the cycle goes around twice before pedestrians can walk. By that I mean traffic coming up from that's East Square Street.
Yeah.
They have a green, and then traffic on the main road, and then from Wellington Road, and it goes around again, and you're standing there wondering, are the traffic lights really working, only to find out they have two cycles before pedestrians have one.
Well, that was answered when we had the program with the export, that because the priority of the traffic is really for vehicles, not for the pedestrians.
So how do we get where we get to our food? And on
Yeah,
time and safely.
But is it two cycles in other areas?
Well, I am not.
Especially Fourth
I'm not
Street?
sure for that. What the explanation that he gives is that the lights are censored, and so whenever there is
I'll question that.
less traffic movement, if the light doesn't pick up and sense any heat vehicle, then it will change. The cycle never change. It will still go into the cycle. That is why sometimes the pedestrian, the button, you tap it. You don't have to beat it, but you tap it once, and then the light will, the mechanics of the light will recognize that there is someone waiting to pass. But I think the challenge is the sensor. So if no vehicle is there, that is why you notice when people Because somebody asked the question, well, how come the lights like going green and a few seconds after it thing? That is because people are driving too slow. They're creeping towards the light. And so if the sensor doesn't pick up any vehicle, they will look for the other area that where they sense that, and that is how it will happen.
And I observe on especially Keon Street, some of the time you're standing at 4th Street and a vehicle is probably 2 miles off coming on either side, and the grid is going to come on and it's going to wait forever until these vehicles drive up, rather than the heat and sensors. So I'm wondering if some of these sensors are really working or working the way they should.
Well, it should be, but the expert could answer that.
Do they do maintenance on them,
Very
the
much
sensors?
so, yeah.
How often? Have you any idea?
Well, I don't know that for the export thing, but I know normally he makes regular check, Mr. Daniel.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
Well, hopefully next time you come, you have Mr. Daniel. We thank you for coming in today. It's always a pleasure. I hope we would have listened, got information, and that we all promise to behave on the road today. We don't need any accidents. We had enough for the weekend. You're welcome. You have a good one today.
All right. Okay.
We'll take a short break. We implore that you stay tuned.
Is 98.9. 98.9 is Win FM.
Building supplies, electrical supplies, furniture appliances, carpets and tiles. It's the company where you can get it all. All at TDC, home and building depot. From lawn and garden, the TVs and stereos. All at TDC, home and building depot. Come on down, get what you're looking for. It's all at TDC, home and building depot.
People of St. Kitts and Nevis, check out the Fresh Anointing Revival Services with Prophet Evans Burning, June 7th to the 12th at the Kuno Conference Center, hosted by Divine Proofs International Center Ministries. On Sunday, 4 p.m., Monday to Friday, 7 p.m. daily. For more information, call 664-1694. So join Prophet Evans Burning for Fresh Anointing Revival Services, June 7th to the 12th at the Kuno Conference Center. Don't miss your blessing. Don't miss your fresh anointing.
The new Vita Malt bottle is here, and it's returnable. So don't throw it away, bring it back for cash. Return your empties to your local Carib Brewery Depot and distribution trucks in St. Kitts and Nevis. Vita Malt. Enjoy it. Return it. Let's keep St. Kitts and Nevis clean.
Here are your Horseman's Value Mart IGA Blue Tag Special.
Running May 28th to June 10th.
IGA or Essential Everyday Mac and Cheese, just $2.99. Juicy Juice, $13.99. Langus Cranberry Juice Cocktails, $11.99. Lay's Stack Chips, $8.99. Country Crock Margarine, $11.99. And Culinary Circle Pizza, just $24.99. And now,
our value deals. Essential Everyday Cornflakes, $9.99. Nabisco Chips Ahoy Cookies, $17.99. Almond Yogurt, $8.99. The Colgate Toothpaste, $6.99. Essential Everyday Salad Dressing, $10.99. Essential Everyday Peanuts, $8.99. Shop smart, shop value mart. Tell them in Spanish.
sea listo y haga sus compras aquí en Value Mart.
She said, drink a rude boy, I will do the work. You don't have to wind up yourself. You don't have to wind up yourself. Oh, she said, drink a rude boy, I will do the work. You don't have to wind up yourself. You don't have to wind up yourself. Oh, cause when we out and we active, living we life. So when we drink, we drinking. Rude boy. So when we drink, we drinking. Rude boy. Oh, Miss Lady, anyway you see we are we building up our vibes. So when we drink, we drinking. Rude boy. So when we drink, we drinking. Rude boy. Why?
Minutes past the hour of 9, and we are back here on Island T. And I have some comments here I wanted to read, and it pertains to us saying that the Privy Council should reign supreme. So here goes. How dare we claim we are independent when we depend on another country for ultimate ruling on justice and constitutionality? English jurists cannot appreciate the nuances of Caribbean life, traditions, and cultures. St. Kitts Nevis is funding the US $100 million loan that was procured to create the CCJ. But we choose not to participate in an institution that we are financing. Would you help to pay the mortgage of an apartment building in which you own one of the units, but leave the unit empty and rent another house? And it goes on, only governments and people with money can afford to go to the Privy Council. I'll read that again. Only governments and people with money can afford to go to the Privy Council. The CCJ, the Caribbean Court of Justice, is available for remote access, but the Privy Council plaintiffs must appear in person in London. So what say it you, babe? Because you believe in the Privy Council.
That's some really good bashing for me. And I felt that I would have matched a 2 or 2. But at the end of the day, what is the price for justice?
I don't know, but why we always think that our own thing ain't good? We always want the brand name that...
I might have to, based on the argument, I may have to reconsider.
Because this is right. If you're gonna pay to live somewhere and you own it and you're not gonna live there, then it doesn't make sense. Caller, good morning. You're live on Island T.
Cortesia, good morning.
Morning.
And good morning to the Mr. dear.
Good morning.
What I was saying, right? That it's destiny thing. I don't think that doctors you need to get caught up in it because he's talking about Crystal Harbour. A Labour man already tell out Crystal Harbour. Now he wants to get doctor doing this thing with this destiny. Mr. Prime Minister Joe, do not get in it. If you come from a Labour and you know a Labour stand for Mr. Bratcher, if Mr. Bratcher is tell out St. Kitts and Nevis, nobody will have got no land. Neither for Crystal Harbour nor destiny.
So you're saying Dr. Drew should not sign to say go ahead with it?
No.
Okay.
Because the people them in Nevis against it and he should never sign it because they have to live with it. If them have to get up every morning and the children and have to face it. And it wouldn't be fair. It's not right. To me, I don't know what in it. Why he's pushing it, sir. I want to know if he's getting something wrong with it. I don't know why he keep pushing this, sir. He got other island in the Caribbean and more land and things. I wonder if he ever try one of them. So it's a Nevis. You going to bring them to go make land break and people them have to get up every morning and face. That is not fair. And I don't think that Prime Minister Dr. Joe should get caught up in it because Mr. Bratcher is sell out saying it's a Nevis, neither Mark Brantley. Now none of them will have gone on to sell these rich foreigners. And that's why when people go out of the country, they prefer to stay out of the country and get knocked out. Because when you come to your country, you're getting super knocked out.
Oh, wow.
You're getting one knocked out out there. And you're getting super when you come home. A king has no honor in their own country. Mr. Joe, do not get caught up in it. Mark Brantley, you need to leave people alone. The Nevis is older than you. And you're going dead left it. And the generation had to come, had to live with it. Hold it down, Mark Brantley. These people with the land alone. The land older than you.
Okay.
That's what I had to say. I born in St. Kitts and Nevis, I know my children staying at a piece of land.
Oh, boy.
Come on, Nevis is too small for that.
All right.
Mark Brantley, leave people with the land alone, okay?
I like that.
Bye.
All right, thank you, caller. A word to the wise is enough. Caller, okay, caller, you can feel free to call back.
From my understanding and the documents we've seen, it's about 6 square miles. Nevis is what, 36 square miles? So if Destiny were to get that 6 square miles, that would be 16.7% of the island of Nevis. Almost 20% will be gone. And I guess they are solid arguments.